So here we have the Astra Miliatarum team, which is Rorschach's Roughnecks. We've got Rorschach with a bolt gun, telescopic sight, red dot, camo gear. What else has he got? That's it. Clip harness, just for fun. We've got James, telescopic sight, camo gear, red dot, plasma gun. He does not have a clip harness. We've got Moore, P-Moore, with a plasma gun, same as James. We've got the we've got the sniper with toxic rounds for no reason in this game. He has got a red dot, he has got camo gear, and he doesn't need a telescopic sight because he's got a sniper rifle. We've got Johnson, who has got a las gun, hotshot power pack, telescopic sight, red dot, laser sight, camo gear. And then we've got Private Leroy Jenkins, and he has got a las gun, a hotshot power pack, and camo gear. And that's the team for 1,000 points.
Right, here's my Shadow Wars team. I've got the Necron Bronze Crons. The guy in the middle with the green little tick on his base is the appointed immortal leader. He comes with a Tesla carbine, combat knife, immortal exoskeleton and a phase shift. Next to him I've got the two immortals, Immortal Bill and Immortal Ben. They both come with Gauss blasters, combat knives, immortal exoskeletons, phase shift and shadow loom. And then behind them I've got the two warriors, Warrior Bungle and Warrior Zippy. Both come with Gauss flayers, combat knives, warrior exoskeletons and phase shift. That's it.
So we're playing the game of scavengers. We've got 5 loot counters, one here, one here, one hither, and we had one just over here, just there. And we've got my guards teams, my sniper with the useless toxic rounds. We've got Private Leroy Jenkins down here, got Johnson, we've got Moore, Armez, and we've got Rorschach over here, all hiding like the brave men they are. And then we've got all of James's bronze crons, one behind the blue container, at least one in the building there, got another one in the building, another one in the building, and we've got another guy over here. So we shall see who takes the first turn, and we'll probably meet you back at the end of the movement phase. So at the end of James's movement phase, and the end of his turn completely, because everybody ran, earthquake, everybody ran, and we had the corrosive slick, which meant one of the immortals fell on his bottom, on his arse, and he's down in the recovery phase. So everyone ran, so -1 to hit. We'll then move on to the Astra Militarum. So at the end of the movement phase and shooting phase for the Astra Militarum, it was Johnson who ran onto the objective. We've got Jenkins who ran and slipped on the objective. We've got Rorschach who ran up, Sergeant Rorschach, and then we've got the 2 plasma guys who are just shy of shooting at these guys, so they couldn't do a thing. And the last thing was shooting phase for Shadow, who on a 5+ hit the immortal, was it? Or the warrior?
The warrior.
The warrior, yeah. From the distance. So we will now go on to James's turn, which is turn 2. So, at the end of the Necron's turn 2, this guy took a flesh wound at the end of his recovery phase and stood facing up, so he's pinned. The other guy got back up, this guy, and these two took a shot at Johnson and missed. And this guy ran up towards the objectives over here, is that right? And then we're now going to move on to the turn 2 for the Astra Militarum. It appears, though, that most of the teams are just ignoring each other, getting on with the mission and just taking pot shots for fun. So we'll see how this turns out. So at the end of my Astra Militarum turn, Rorschach came and took the objective, the loot counter, off Jenkins. And Johnson ran with the objective and slipped at the bottom of the stairs. He's down, and so is Jenkins. Obviously, Rorschach moved up. Both the plasma gunners, Hermes and Moore, took shots into these guys, and 2 of them went down with flesh wounds at the end of this turn. And the sniper, can't remember if he hit anything. He shot.
Yeah.
But there was
he hit the immortal.
He hit the immortal. Was it? And it was a flesh wound on him. So we've got 2 down. We'll be moving on to James's turn, which he'll probably start with a bottle test, hoping for a 10 or less or more. 10 or less, cool. Yeah.
If I get more than 10, if I get 11 or 12, is that the end of the game?
That's the end of the game if it's 11 or 12.
Here we go.
You can choose to fail it if you want. So we've got a 3.
9. So I'm in.
That was close.
Yeah.
So we're still in the game. It's now James's turn. So at the end of the recovery phase and all the rest of the phase for the Necrons, one of the guys ran up to the objective that was here, phased through the wall as you do, didn't slip. This guy is now pinned instead of being down. This guy is now up, and one of the down fighters actually rolled a 6, so he's now out of action. And is it the leader?
Yeah, leader.
Leader's running towards this objective, into the sights of the sniper. So we shall see what happens if the guard don't bottle out. So at the risk, worrying about the risk about losing more fighters, I decided to just fail the bottle test. So it will be a win for the Necrons in this one. And we shall see how well they won and who advanced and etc, etc. So we shall see. So at the end of the game, the Astra Miliatarum bottled out, as we said, and we did the 3 rolls, and James, he got 4 Promethium. He used 1 to recruit another Immortal, as the other guys are, and his leader gained the rerolled failed hits, which I can't remember what that one was called, but he rerolled failed hits. Marksman, that's the one. So that's going to be pretty powerful. And then we've got, so Johnson actually died, and he got captured, but we decided to leave him, because that's the kind of guys we are. So he's going to have another 100 points to spend next time. We are recruited another guardsman under the name of Johnson. It's obviously his cousin who's come to fight him. So we'll see what happens if we have another game.